The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Good morning, everyone. Basil Chapman on this Wednesday the 25th of June, and we're looking at the Dow right now, down 32 at 43,056 off such a spectacular move. You'd expect that there'd be some kind of resistance. It's right in the Chapman wave inside track repellent zone, and if we can get to the it's 43,350 or 370 area. That'll be very positive. Right now, I'm expecting that there's a little bit of resistance. If you're looking at the S&P, and this is going to be very important, the S&P right now made a higher high. The all-time high was 6147.43. Today's high is 61.08. So it's got a little bit of way to go, but it's so close to that, almost a double top test in the V-shaped pattern that you can't rule out that it's not going to get there. But in the meantime, I've got it as leg C in the Chapman methodology, a buy signal going to a buy mode, especially with a strong 9-period exponential moving average, says it should go to at least 4 higher peaks, and that should go to leg D, and then we have to assess. And the MACD, the moving average convergence, divergence still negative. Relative strength daily is good, but not great. And the stochastics under 80% is 75%, and the on-balance volumes are just good. It's just good. But the weekly chart, everything there is extremely positive. Stochastics at 94% and flat. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better than that. Now, what we're looking at is the QQQ Index 100 did go to an all-time high yesterday, following through today to 543.31. I'm calling this a leg D. I didn't have a chance to type it in. A leg D. D is the objective if you're going to have a buy mode, and this isn't a buy mode. Nice switch from where it was consolidating for a little while. Now it's walking the 9-period moving average. So I'm looking at this, and let's say not what's on the upside, because now it's empty. There's no resistance levels. There are levels that you could measure, but I'm not doing that right now. What I am going to say is this whole cluster of price movement between 533 and 525 over the next 3 weeks, that's going to be the test. Does that hold, or do we test that? Do we break it? Now, the other thing I want to look at here is the IWM, the Russell 2000, which is trading down $1.23 at 213.24. It was doing very nicely. I would have loved to have seen, well, still got the whole week to go till Friday at 4 o'clock to break into a leg C, and that would start the moment it goes 1 penny above the 215.93 high of the week of the 13th, as 3 weeks ago. If we can go 1 penny above, starts a leg C. It was doing well, but that 200-period moving average in the daily chart, look at this. Look at it like a magnet line. It wasn't even close to it. Then all of a sudden it gets to it. Now it's going to take a little while before it can become a propellant to the upside, but it is holding very nicely. So let me just run a couple of things, and then I've got a bunch of positions, symbols that people wanted to look at. So let's just go to this. We're going to go to SMHs, new recovery high, not an all-time high. The all-time high was 283.97. We hit 274.34 today, broke the left side weekly high of 269.66 that was made in January, before slumping down to 100 points down, and then over 100 points back up. This is very strong. And I've got this as a leg B in the weekly chart. This is all very positive looking out. I believe that in the next few weeks we should be breaking the 283.97 all-time high in the SMHs, semiconductors. Key support is right now is the key support is in the 261 to 253 area. This is just looking at it more intermediate term time frame. I wanted to get to, here we go. Gold right now is coming back a little bit. Oh boy, it's up a full half a point less. Now it's not up at all. 3.7. It's actually down a little bit now, and the 9-period moving average is crossing negative. That's not good. So we're looking at gold and saying it's had a spectacular move, taking a nice breather. If you look at this chart, I drew this in a while back. I said I think it should be trapped in this range, and the range says that it's going to make an arch formation, the dreaded H pattern, if it breaks 32.50. That's the first level to really monitor to see if it's going to go to the left side low that was made back in April and March. But in the meantime, the day is young. Let's see if there's a bounce. You've got a Chapman inside track repellent zone right there, and that's the 33.70s. There's a lot of resistance there. Silver is a little bit better. It is up 13 cents at 35.86. Not quite the same pattern. The weekly chart, I can't count this any other way but to count this as a leg B, maybe a peak B this week, and that's usually quite good. I mean, bullish. A longer term for the pattern in the continuous silver contract. Looking at the GDX, I was asked about that. So GDX is coming down a little bit from that peak G that was made in the 54s, had a little double top, and now it's pulled back. It's down 8 cents today, 51.78. Now, what's fascinating about this, if you look at the weekly chart, especially with what's happened in Iran, so that the whole Middle East, the turmoil that you're always in, you get this decade after decade, hundreds of years after 100 years, and gold is always the currency that's favored. It's like an insurance policy. So you would expect with the action that was incurred with the bombing that gold would have just every day would have just been going down, 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 down. And all I'm saying is that this chart, the pattern that I'm looking at right now, suggests that gold is still in a holding pattern, that nothing is really resolved in terms of conflict in the Middle East. There is still conflict, and that what we've got to monitor closely is if the GDX takes out 50 as support. If it starts to get to the 49s, then you're looking at this H pattern that says, oops, got to be careful because you go almost one-to-one to the downside. At this point, I'm just saying I'm watching it closely. We are still holding our long gold position. It's done very nicely. This is the physical gold, and we'll see what's going to happen. And also the same thing with the silver. We're holding our silver position. It's done very nicely, and I don't know if I really want to get out of it right now. I still see a little bit enough friction for me to say it's worth holding. All right, let's go on to the did that. We want to do Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now is up 2,385. We've been looking at this. I said it was very positive that the dreaded H pattern took out the left side low, but then immediately closed above it. That is always very important. What it says is that it's not a successful H pattern, but it says that it did go under. Therefore, it is a partial success. And if that's the case, then the left side, it should not take out the left side arch high. And that would be in the Bitcoin contract. That would be, if I can read the thing, 110,890. In the 110,000, let's call it 110,900. It should not break above that. If it does, that's really positive. It says it should go back to the previous high, which would be 113,060. That would be really impressive. In the meantime, back at the ranch, the support is what I need to tell you about, because the 9-period moving average might do it today, but it hasn't flipped back to green. It's pink. And the MACD is still weak, and the stochastic is very weak. So this is price alone that is moving this instrument. I like to see it with the technicals. And it will only get, these technicals will only get positive if it really gets back to 112,000. But in the meantime, it is working quite nicely to the upside. I'll be back in a moment. Dow is down 53, S&P's up 5.5. Basil Chapman, Technical Market Hour. Be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Hi, folks. So let me do this because I had some questions. I'll get to it right away. The FXI, which is the China large cap, I am completely wrong. I said that there was a chance that we could come down to the 34s. In fact, it went to just over 35, and now it's very strong. It's down today 4 cents at 37.06. But instead of pulling back a little bit more, the pink 9-period moving average flipped to green and has rallied very nicely. That says in the weekly chart that there should be a leg C to come above the June week of the 13th high of 37.62. 37.63 will start at leg C. That's the way it's looking at it right now. And that'll turn into a leg D in the monthly chart. I had there's a left side, right side price time match. It missed that. I could move that over now. I don't want to do that now, but that's the way I would see it. Key support is in the 36.20 area, very short term. And then I said I would look at certain stocks. So let me just move this out the way so that I can see that. Here we go. So I'll go one at a time. So I was asked about Robinhood, HOOD. 85 was the round number all-time high back in August of 2021. That's a month after the IPO in the 30s. And it screams up to 85, and that was it. Comes all the way down to $6.81 June of 2022. It goes flat and starts to make slightly higher highs and higher lows, and then all of a sudden it starts to take off. We were fortunate we've got initial position in the 16s, still had that core position, small position, but what we're looking at is left side, right side monthly chart, left side, right side price time match said that by July we should hit 85. And I've got the Chapman inside wedge target repellent line. And that said, if it took out right here, the 780 level at any time this month, it could go higher. Well, it certainly has. So today's high is 85.65. 55. So it's gone 55 cents over that. It's kind of accomplished everything that we would hope for in the best case situation. So anything now is a bonus. I've got this as a leg C in the daily chart. I think it's everything that I'm looking at is pointing to some kind of going back to a kind of a consolidation phase next week, maybe, or the beginning of July, unless there's a spectacular spike right into new high ground for all the indices. And I think that's right now, that's a bit of a stretch. Next question was Bank of America. So, I'm sorry. It's a Bank of America in relationship to the chart that I showed. Where's the chart of the XLF and the XLF? And the S&P. Okay, I'll find that in a moment. So it's down 13 cents at 46.53. This is a leg E, maybe a peak E. 48.08 was the high that we were looking for. It's been the target for at least a little while. But most importantly, the 50.11 February of 2022 high with the Chapman Wave 2-bar reversal is really the target. And that target goes to August? September, and the Chapman Wave inside wedge target repellent line. Yes, it's any time between now and September would be the target. That's a long 50.11. That's still another 3-4 points to go. In the markets, 3-4 points can be quite a while, but we'll see. A good action right now. So. Support. Support would be at, so we are long this from right down there. You can see that was back in 2024. The support level was the breakout level, and that's at 43.40. But really what I'm looking at is this trend line right here is going to be very important, because if it just nicks it, that's one thing. But if Bank of America closes under 44.50 in the next week, going into the close, Monday's... we're looking at you. Today's the 20, wait a minute, 25th, huh? Oh, ho, ho. Yeah. So let's go to a week from today, a Wednesday week. If by Wednesday week, now I'm going to go to Friday, all the way towards the Friday is a holiday, July the 4th. End of next week. That's Thursday. If Bank of America takes out 44.50 as support, that says it's probably going to a sideways consolidation. But I still see the long term says to me that it's going to break into that 50 area. 50.11 was the high that I'm looking for. We'll see if it's going to do that. Next question came in as SoFi. Oh, another financial, huh? SoFi's traded. Whoa, I forgot to update this. SoFi Technologies Inc. I had a left side, right side price time match, which it didn't get to of 20. It only got to the high of just over 18, and then it pulled back. Good action. So let me show you this. I'll do this live. So the Chapman Wave, we identify the lowest low bar, count each successively higher peak. The bar that makes the low cannot be the high except that if it's at a peak. D, so that can't be an A right there. But then you get your, because you can only start the wave count after a trough is made. So that becomes A. That becomes B. That pulls back and it goes A. Okay, that becomes a C. And under it you get another. You remember, this is the starting point. So every higher peak gets alphabetized sequentially. Let me just do that. Right. So this is the low that counts right there at $8.60 on the 7th of April. So this becomes a gray A because it's under the previous A, right there. That becomes a gray B, right there. Gray beard, right there. That becomes a gray C. So we've already got to a C. So everything over there takes this nomination. So this is D. That becomes an E. Question is that an instant restart? Because the only time the high can be the low is when you get an instant restart, and it's exactly what we've got here. So I always circle it. And then after that, each higher peak is an alternate count. D, then alphabetically E/new A, F/new B, and G/new C. That's where we are right now, F. And then I always say, right in G/C very often, and I mean very often. The G/C pulls back and then it goes to a D. And this is a leg C in the, can't even remember what the question was. Well, it doesn't matter what the question is. We'll do it as if we're looking at fresh. I considered this as a buy about a week ago because it just always comes into focus. And then as it's coming into focus, whoosh, it goes out of focus. I mean, look at these big moves. And these are long-term moves. Look, peak A, then 3 months, 4 months, and then finally makes a leg B. Peak B, and it takes a year, almost a year, before it goes to a leg C, more than a year, and then it's pulled back again. But I can see the momentum in the weekly chart to the upside. I like it very much. I'm going to say 1434 to 1486 is the support. If it takes out 1430 as support over the next week, it says, it's back to consolidating. But right now it's acting very well. I like it. Where would I consider a target on the upside? This peak right here that was made back in February, the week of the 21st of this year, the high was $17.11, and it's trading at 16.05. That would be my upside target, at least short term, but the short term means that it isn't going into the weeks and weeks. That would be intermediate term. I'm just saying shorter term. That would be the target for me. Okay, we've got a break coming up. Next question was, could I look at Tesla and then Qued? And then a couple of others. And also SMCI. And Microsoft. Yes, Microsoft has made an all-time high. We're still long Microsoft from the 338 level, and there it is at, 494, up 4 at an all-time high.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direction.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
The Tesla is down sharply, down 18 at 322. It was looking quite good yesterday because the 9-period moving average flipped to positive, but that MACD is deflected low and the stochastic's under 80%. So I'm watching this closely. I'm saying at this point the 340 level is going to be quite strong resistance, but if it closes under 318, then that 200-period moving average of 298 becomes a target. So I think it's just a sideways action right now with Tesla. At the close yesterday, it had started to pull it back, and that meant that you had to watch it. But today's follow-through to the downside, that's quite ugly. A question came in about Queb. Queb is... this is the Chinese Internet ETF, 34.54. Yes, I think it can go a little. I think 34. I'd say the 34.70 to 34.30 area is really important. If it closes under that, that's a problem. But right now, it's just in a sideways trading band. I wouldn't be surprised if it tries to get to the 35s, but it might be stuck in this range because that 200-period moving average magnet in the weekly chart at 34.11. Oops, the 34.11 or 33.90. 34.11. It's like a magnet. So it could chop around there. I don't know if it's going to do very much. Question came in about CLSK. CLSK is Clean Spark Inc. Very nice move today. So this is a brand new, here we go, A. Okay, so this is a brand new move to the upside. A, B. Choppy, very choppy. A, big A, big B. Underneath it, there's an A and there's a B. Remember, that's where your count starts right there. And there's another one there. Yeah, it comes to C. Yeah, I like this very much, but we've spoken about this before. It is in the area that says it doesn't really have the power of the follow-through that it had back in 2024. And then it just stalled. So this is going to be very important. It's 1057, CLSK is a symbol, up 54 cents, above the 200-period moving average. All I can say is that I know that the peak he asked about, and he takes long-term positions, and the question came in the Tiger YouTube, Basil, as the daily charts seem to get really noisy, is it better to use the weekly charts as entry point signals? I try to make a combination of those because that's the best way to do it. And you can see the 9-period moving average on CLSK now is gone green. It's been pink ever since it went down way back in January 2025. That was in the 12 area, and then it tumbled down to the 6s. It got almost cut in half. So yeah, so that's what I'm saying. But you do need the daily to give you that kick to be able to enter the position. So right now, if you aren't in it, I'd say you could just start at 1057 a position, but I believe that Peaky is in it already. And what you really want to see is you want to see it not take out, but close above this high in this leg C. So there'll be an overlapping leg C, and that says that now it says it should go to a, if it does that, it says now it's going to go to a D, but it hasn't done that yet. So above 1083. Nope, that's not the one. Sorry, that's, why? 11. Well, you see, the trouble is that it's got all this gray behind it. There, I can see it. 1104. At 1105 is good, but at 1115 is really good. That's what you want to see. And the weekly chart says, well, why are you bothering about this? You've got this 200-period moving average that it can't hold above at 10.79. So that's why I'm saying start a position here. If you aren't in it, if you're in it, use the support at between $10 and $9.85. That's going to be really important, okay? If you're not in it and you're looking at it, the weekly would give you a good, so let me just see, is that a high? And yes, that is by a couple of pennies. 9.28, to 922. So this is peak A, peak B. It'll start leg C at $11.05. And that would say it's a starter position. The monthly says you've got a lot of work to do. The weekly chart is improving, but that 200-period moving average is a magnet resistance. So that's the way I would look at it. I hope that helps you. And what you really want to see is on a weekly basis, you want to see two closes above 1135, around about 1130. So it's into the 11s with certainty. 2 out of 3 weeks. On Fridays, it is the end of the week, you want to see a closing. That'll say, great. Now it's in position to move up. If it pulls back under 980, it just says stuck in a range. Next question came in. Let me just get that. Where was it? Did I do Tesla? Yes, I did Tesla. So you took NAT. I took another one. It wasn't good. So NAT is Nordic. Nordic is up today. Nordic, American tankers. I'd just be careful of this area. There's a glut of oil. I heard, interestingly enough, today Iran produces about just over 3 million barrels a day, and China gets 1.4 to 1.6 a day. So there is quite a bit of oil out there. So I'm thinking that maybe it's an area that you got to be a little careful of, and that might even include this clean energy. But right now, clean energy was doing quite nicely. Next question came in, and I'm going to get to it. Right there. Did it. Constellation sees 3 Mile Island restart as early as 2027. Some of us remember that so well. 3 Mile Island poised to deliver a nuclear plant ahead of plan. So wait, is that CEG, Constellation? CEG? Nice action. Yep. Oh, that went to a 342 Constellation Energy Core. Is 342 round number high. That was in the beginning of June. And now it's just making a peak A, peak B, and a leg C. This could be a peak C. Yeah, when it's stuck in a range like this, you've just got to be a bit careful, because if it takes out the low of the cup formation, that's really negative. But if it holds steady and it gets more than halfway into this ugly candle, big red candle, and that would be at 327. If it's at 319 right now. If it's able to hold 327 for a day, if it can close above that, it says, aha, now it's ready to test the 342 level. It's done fantastically, but I think right now it's just kind of stuck in a range. Next question was, where did it go? I did that. Oh, there it is. Was it SCCI? What was the question there? I'm not reading it. Or was it taken off? Let me see. Yeah. Well, we've got a break coming up, but there was a question. SCMI, no. What is that? Oh, I used to look at this all the time. SMCI. SMCI. SMCI strategy. Up very nicely today, up $3.10 at 45.92. I'll be back. Let's talk about this chart pattern. I'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
So this is SMCI strategy. They keep changing the name. So this is Super. They went back to Super Micro Computer. I think they changed it to strategy. Anyway, it made 122.90. This is a split, but at 122.90 high that was made March, I think. What was that? Yeah, March of 2024. It comes tumbling down to just under 20, and then it starts to move higher. That's the monthly chart. Weekly chart has had big spikes, and then it gives it back. It's like a couple of stocks that I'm looking at right now. Big spikes, and then it gives back. And then you've got to wonder, where's it going to stop? Well, A, right here, weekly. There's an A. Yeah, that's an A. Oh, good. So that's an A. That's a B. That becomes a C. And under it goes A, B, C. And that should get to a D. Remember, that's your starting point. So every peak gets counted. That's the Chapman wave methodology. Yeah. So as far as SMCI is concerned, this quick peak A, then a pullback B, and then C. If that was the low, there would be an A, B, C, D. We've got to a D already. But it says to me that it's going to attempt to target this area right here. This is the rectangle formation. On the 14th of May, it goes to 47.80, pulls back to right here. The low was at 39.05 back in late May, and then it starts a very bumpy ride to the upside, but it is walking the 9-period moving average. That's great. So that just says to me that at any point, if CEG trades under, trying to get it as exact, 43.60, a close under 43.60 in the next, I'd say all the way through to the end of next week, would say, going to retest the 200-period moving average of 41.95, but it's really in a sideways consolidation, and I like it. Look, this is where we go to the intermediate term. This is in the right category in terms of the way it's moving in the daily chart. It's moving kind of with the market. It's with the area that it's involved in. But as far as the longer term is concerned, until it trades with this Chapman wave inverted Roman candle for a whole week and closes above 53.40, it's going to be stuck in the range. All right, that was SMCI. Okay, next thing, a question was, okay, I want to, RRC. Okay, this is Royal Caribbean, I believe. I had it all notated. Of course, it's not notated anymore. Peak, so this goes to peak A, B, C, D, E, and now it takes a big breather. And is this going to be, is this a brand new F or is it a brand new buy? Yeah, so this is a longer term. So it made an all-time high, or at least it made a multi-year high just recently in the 43s. I do like this, and I do think that as long as the market's doing well, you're going to find that people have the discretionary money for this. So I do like it. I like the monthly chart. So the monthly chart has gone to a peak A, B, C, D, E, F, unless it's recycled, and that's an F/B. I like it very much. I would just say that 40 to 38 is the support. If it closes under 38, it's going to take a longer time for its breather. But right now, it's doing very nicely. It doesn't take long before it goes to a higher high. It's got a stair-step move. If it can go to 40, if it can close above 44.10, in other words, if it gets to the 44s and then holds in that area, and it closes in that area, that says that it's broken out, and I'm not telling you how high it can go. Rather, I would say that means that the whole support, a 10 to 15% decline, going to the 40 to the 37 area, that would be major support. You'd raise your key support level, and that would be very important. So yes, I do like it. And right, that's it. So next question came in. Where did I put it? Oh, are you aware the SMHs are doing a massive double top as all the major stock averages except the IWM? Yeah, but it's important to make, when I was interviewing Tom Ord yesterday, when I sat in for Tommy for his Tom O'Brien show yesterday, what I was saying is that these tops become magnets to the upside, and you don't know whether they're going to become, meaning a double top, the implication is that it's going to pull back from there. But a double top test says, what does it do? Look, the SMHs, the semiconductors, had 269.66 as the last high. Well, it's today, they're trading at 274.53. That's 5 points above that. So if it can close above that, that's really a good sign, because look at the technicals on the right side. Look at the technicals were so weak over there back in the week of the 24th of January. Look how strong they are right now. So I like what I'm seeing, but here's the question. So that's the weekly chart, but the monthly chart had a 283.97. That's where I'd become a lot more cautious. So this is just a stopping away station on the way, but 283 is the target that I would, 284, that would be the target for me. That's where I'd have a look at it. Look at the QQQ, the high of 540.81. That was February of this year. Slumps down to the 410-ish, 403 area. And then what does it do? It rallies back in a leg. I'm calling this a leg B because look how strong this flat stochastic. So I'm looking at the potential for double tops just as momentary pauses. And it would have been a little bit deeper correction if we didn't have that the bombing on Saturday. So that changed the pattern, but most of these charts were in a digestive phase. That's why we that's why we had the short Dow and the short S&P. And we said these are short-term trades. And we were prepared, and we got out with some profit and a tiny little bit of loss. Pretty damn good when you think about how we turned around. But I'm just saying to you, you've got to look at each step and then do the analysis at that point. Don't just stick it into your mind and say, oh, my God, double top. No. If you decisively go, especially a V-shaped pattern, U-shaped pattern, or a cup formation, have different implications to the V or inverted or the pyramid formation. Remember that. So these are V-shaped patterns. I have great respect for them because they have somewhat more momentum down and up than cup formations, which keep making higher highs and higher lows. But so they wait a little bit, then they're making new high, whereas the V-shaped pattern says, I can't wait to get back. That's different. Okay, I hope I cleared that up. Next question came in. Where did it go? Yes, Asia is driving Microsoft. Yeah, that's good. Okay, now there's, had it written down here. I wanted to look at, that was the question. I forgot all about it. Let me get back to it. So the question was, how's the relationship of the XLF to the SPY unfolding? Well, so far it's folding beautifully. Look, this is a monthly chart. The pink is the XLF financials, and the blue is the SPY. And look at the synchronicity. I mean, I don't think you could find a better match. Look at that. It's just amazing. Look at this, each turn. So what happened is the 2020 low to the 2022 high was an exact measured move, 1-to-1 to the upside, but so that's A to B, but so was B to C, and then D to X.
This year has already been a wild ride for the market. We started off heavily in the red, traversed back to all-time highs, and we now have a trade war looming. Trying to play this chop as an individual trader leads to death by 1,000 cuts. Where does this market go next? Should I add to this position or cut my losses? Where is the next opportunity? Tariffs? Trade wars? Analysis paralysis. Don't become a victim of this intense market. Instead, join Larry Pesavento over the second and fourth Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading. Larry has been through many markets just like this one, and the insight he provides is invaluable. The dates for this month are April 11th and 25th, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern Time. Get in here and let's start trading. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Hi folks, Nebius was a question here. Nebius is trading down 54 cents at 50.48. This is AI cloud GPUs. Let's see where we are right there. Yeah, Jacob used to talk about this a lot. It tried to do that cup formation, the one that we were just looking at momentarily. Yeah, we go. And it tried to test the 50. Let me give you the exact number right there. 55.04 was the high on the 9th, and today's high is 54.59, and it's red now, so it's having a tough time. So if this closes, actually, if it trades under 50 for more than 60 minutes, there's a good chance to test the low of the other day, which was 48.30. So I'm watching this very closely because that's what happens in the rectangle formation. Now, let me just wrap this up as we're about to hand you over to Steve Rhodes and all the great programming here. Check out my opening call, my daily newsletter. And here we go. And as I say, we've got quite a few stocks that are actually at all-time highs right now. I wanted to just do this quickly. So the Dow right now is down a little bit. It's only down 52 after a spectacular move yesterday. But this is the area of resistance that I'm looking at. And that goes to 43,220. If it goes to 43,350, that's a nice break above that resistance level. And the key support is in the 42,800s, just on the very short-term basis. Under that says it could take a little bit more time to digest those big gains. But what I wanted to say is this quick peak B to leg C, peak C, and then leg D. I'm watching this closely because very often after a very quick B to C to D, you get some kind of a pullback, and that pullback sometimes can actually take out the low of that bar that makes the leg D. So I'm going to watch this very closely just in the short term. Other than that, everything looks very positive, I must say, especially the way the monthly going into the end of the month. We'll see if that can hold all the way through to the end of the month, which is end of the month coming up. What are we doing here? We're doing June. The 30th is Monday. Have a great day, and I will be back tomorrow. Stay tuned for Steve Rhodes and all the great programming. Check out my opening call. See you tomorrow.